Hello YouTube, welcome back to another exciting episode on the Daily Life with the star of the Daily Life, Tom Johnson. Today is Friday, February the 7th, 2014. And today on the show, topic is navigating. Now, I've done a lot of stuff about travel, a lot of car stuff, a lot of plane stuff, a lot of things like that. And it's interesting. Anyway, right. Got distracted there by the calendar. See, I'm thinking out my next week. It's Friday, and I gotta think up some things. Now, by the way, in case you're wondering if I'm not as animated as I usually am, I have a canker sore about right there, and it's huge. There's actually two of them. And if it wasn't so disgusting, I would show you it, but it's not. Doesn't look very good. Right under my lip, right there. So if I'm doing this a lot, that's the reason. I'm not insane. I just have a canker sore. Anyway, people do get sick from time to time. All right, navigating. Now, there used to be a slogan. Obviously, it was mostly in the United States in the, say, 50s or so. Campaign, see the USA in your Chevrolet. I don't remember that firsthand, but anyone who's over the age of about, say, 50, 60, 70, so I'm talking the older segments of the population, probably not the main demographic of this show, but anyway, they would know what I'm talking about. Car trips used to be a big thing. Now, they've lost a lot of their popularity in recent years. And one of the reasons why I believe that they've lost popularity is because you have to navigate. When you're on a plane and you go somewhere, when you're on a plane, you go somewhere, the navigating is done for you. The pilot does it, the first mate, no, that's boats. The captain and the whatever his second-hand guy is called, they do the navigating. But when you go on a car trip, or even if you're just driving around in town, you have to navigate. You got to be on top of that. And and the times that I was growing up, and I know lots of people who do this, and they take trips with their families. Now, the traditional rule was like this way in my family. Most of my friends and my peers, it was like this. Dad drives, mom navigates. This setup works badly for a number of reasons. It creates arguments, it creates problems, because, you know, when I'm navigating a car, or say when I'm driving a vehicle, I like to be notified 2 or 3 steps ahead of what I'm doing. For example, I'm driving west along Highway 400. No, that's a north-south highway. I'm driving south along Highway 400. Now, at some point, that's actually, okay, I'm going to do a Toronto example here. Somewhere where I know. I'll just make up some streets, okay? These are going to be made up. I'm going to do them with real streets, but I just don't have it in me today. So I'm driving south along Highway 165. And I have to turn. I'm driving south. I should have been driving north. It would have been easier. I'm driving south. I have to turn west. I have to go west onto Highway, say, 87. So driving south on 165. I got to go west on Highway 87 in half a mile, just say. And then I have to turn right to go north on I'm gonna do New York example, okay? numbers. Okay, so I want to get to this address in New York. I want to get to 129 West 81st Street. That's the street address. That's a made-up address. To get there, I have to drive south. Forget the example. I'm not going to do an example. It would take me the rest of the show to think of a proper example. And it's not funny for you to just sit here and... The point of the matter is, I like to know where I'm going 2 or 3 minutes ahead of time. 2 or 3 steps ahead of time. So if I have to turn right onto George Street, I'm on James Street, and there's a King Street in between, I got to know that King Street, you know what I mean? I got to know that I have to turn left onto King Street before I can turn right onto George Street. By the time I'm on King Street, it's too late. I'll miss the turn to George Street. You have to tell me while I'm still on James Street. You see, there's a made-up example. I'm on James Street. I have to turn left onto King Street and then right onto George Street. I'm saying that if you haven't, first of all, if I should know when I'm on James Street already in my mind that I'm turning onto King Street. I should already know that for the navigator to tell me that. He should have told me that when I was on the street before James Street. When I'm on James Street, if you tell me to turn left onto King Street, by then it's too late. I'm going to miss King Street and I'm end up on Queen Street. And most drivers are like this. On James Street, what you should be telling me is that you have to turn right onto George Street. Okay? Second point. Why it creates problems when you're in a car on a trip. If you get lost, now this is the thing, I've gotten lost dozens of times when traveling. If you get lost, it doesn't do any good to just start firing off information at me. Usually I can figure out what street I am on. That's fine. That is not in dispute. I can look out the window and see a sign. Great, I'm on 81st Street now. Perfect. I need to get to West 81st Street. I'm on East 81st Street and there's a river in front of me. What do I do? How do I get over the river? It's not good enough to tell me that I'm on 81st Street. I have a brain. Obviously I'm intelligent enough to understand how to operate a vehicle and to respond to vehicular patterns on the street. I know how to drive, in essence. People that don't know what vehicular movement means, it means driving. And so, you know, it's hard. It's hard. Now, getting lost in a foreign country is even worse. Let's say I am in Paris, and I need to get onto La Rue de Pays. Anybody who speaks French, you will know that that means country road. I want to get onto country road. La Rue de Pays. There's very few French phrases that I know. And I am on La Rue de Fenêtre. I'm on Window Street, picking words that I know. I need to get on to La Rue de Pays. But before I get onto La Rue de Pays, there's La Rue de Maison. And since it's France, I'm on the wrong side of the road. No, that's England, so I'm on the right side of the road. But there's pedestrians and there's bicycles. Le Français, la bicyclette. They like to bicycle. And how am I supposed to get to La Rue de Pays? I'm on La Rue de Fenêtre, and there's and the Rue de Maison is all bicyclists. It's like the National Mall or Spark Street. The Rue de Maison is bicyclists. The Rue de Pays is autobus. And it causes, it's just a bad thing. My advice to you out there, don't take a car trip, just fly down south and have fun at an all-inclusive. That's your advice from Tom Johnson. Alright, that wraps up the week. Next week is the last week leading into a break week. I wanted to announce that. I'll remind you again next week. And I will tell you that the first show of next week to air on February the 10th will be on toiletries, another travel subject. that's all for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.